time. One time.
Standard.
Baby. One time. Sports, baby. Lego. Passing the prime.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Ashley Empowers. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Carrington.
And you're tuned in to another episode of 802
Gametime.
So Carrington and I are back with another episode of 802 Gametime, where we answer the questions that you guys send in about relationships, your walk with God, or anything in general. And today, Carrington is going to read the question.
So the question today says, I recently had an engagement in with a man who wasn't the man God has for me. I am not currently dating, but I'm believing that God has someone better in store. When I try to describe the type of godly man that I pray about to my friends, it seems as if they don't believe he exists. My question is in reference to putting myself out there. Where I live, I feel like single men who are truly seeking God are far and few between. I believe that God can position me to be found by the man who will be my husband, but do I wait passively, or are there actions I should take to be seen or found? Also, what are your thoughts on God's approval of the person you choose to be your spouse versus if he specifically creates someone to be your spouse? Love you guys.
So thank you so much for sending in this question. I think it's a great question. And yes, I do believe that there are specific things that you can do to position yourself to be found. So for instance, if you are someone who is very routine and all you do is you go to work, where there's the majority of married men, you go to the store and you go home and you do that 5 to 6 days a week, it doesn't give you a great opportunity to meet someone new. So an example of something that you can do to position yourself is start trying new activities, accepting invitations when people invite you out to go to different birthday parties or birthday dinners. There's a wide variety of things that you can do to just get yourself out of your comfort zone. Now, although you can get yourself out of your comfort zone all day long, it's still in God's perfect timing. And there's nothing that you can do to speed up that timing. Yes, you have a better chance of meeting someone and dating someone when you're in a new environment than you would if you're just at home.
100%. And so I'm going to come back to that question, but first just want to hit your second question of what are our thoughts about, whether, God just blesses who you choose for a relationship in comparison to, is there somebody specifically that God designed for you? So I'm a believer of the second part. I believe 100% wholeheartedly that my wife was specifically and uniquely designed for me. And the reason why I say this is because the areas where I lack, she's phenomenal in, right? And the areas that she's not the best in, I believe that I'm great in, right? And so because of the areas or the parts of me that aren't good, her being my I don't want to say my better half, because I believe we both phenomenal, but because of her being my half, because of her being my partner, because of her being my teammate, my wife, the individual that I believe 100% God called and created me to become one with, we balance each other out. Like we balance each other out 100% and fully. So I believe 100% that God designs people specifically for each person. Now, as it pertains to your first question.
Well, can I say something? Because I kind of disagree.
Okay.
So I think that, we're compatible and that we definitely have qualities and traits that do balance each other out. But it kind of reminds me of a question when people ask, like, is there a soulmate or is there only one person for you? I definitely don't believe that. Okay. I believe that God puts people in your path. And if you guys have the same vision, you're compatible, and you have the same vision of being married, then it can work. But you can have someone that you're compatible with that seems like they're designed for you, but they're not on the same page, so they miss out on you. Yeah. So the whole idea of it being one person out there for you, I personally don't believe that. I think it depends on what season you are in life. And sometimes people miss out on you. And sometimes it works out perfectly and you guys become one.
And so just to real quick go back to your first question, it's funny that you asked that because I was just doing a session with a client who asked like a specific question, like she's been single for a little bit, but she's actually actively, trying to connect with somebody. She asked like, is there more I'm supposed to be doing? And I brought up the topic of positioning and she was like, what do you mean? So you guys know the Ashley, I created the free Are You Prepared for Marriage quiz. And so along with that, if you actually take advantage of that quiz, you have the opportunity to get a resource that we created called the Quality Dating System. And so in the Quality Dating System, what we do is we talk about 3 primary areas that you need to intentionally invest in and work on to prepare yourself for the high quality man, the high quality woman that you desire to be with. But along with that, in session 2, we talk about positioning and how you prepare yourself to be positioned, where you position yourself, and how to actually, as a woman, show a man that you're actually available for them to pursue you. Right. So I would advise that as it pertains to the position aspect, that you take advantage of the resource of the Quality Dating System so you can get educated on what you can do to position yourself.
Yes. So all that will be linked down below. But if anyone else has any questions for us, please be sure to send us an email at info@802gametime.com. Make sure you're following us on social media. I'm at Ashley Empowers.
And I'm at the Carrington Brown.
And you guys, comment below and let us know your thoughts on if you believe that there's only one person out there for you, or if it could be anybody. Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time.
Peace out, y'all.